You're not lazy, you just need a reason. Let me give you an example. For myself, I can be two types of people. I can be the video game addict who just scrolls and plays video games all day, or I can be the person that's extremely driven, dedicated to achieving a certain goal. And these two sides can often happen and coexist within the same day. And so when I was reflecting upon this for the first time, I thought, how can I just go from super unmotivated to super motivated within the span of just even a few minutes? And what I realized was it wasn't some just cheap productivity hack. It wasn't some secret device or some app that can just block distractions. They're all temporary fixes. But for me, the real thing that keeps me motivated, and you may have had this experience as well, is when you have a reason to do something. For example, if I'm just doing, let's say, homework for the sake of doing homework, I won't see a purpose in that. Just writing out essays or writing out keywords, it's boring. I don't want to do that. I don't see how it links to my overall goal. And even if I can see how it links to my overall goal of getting high grades, there's too many steps in between for me to actually make that link consciously. But if there's a reframe, let's say I'm now in a homework competition. Let's say this is in class. I would compete with my friends to see who could finish their assignment quicker. For example, we used to have this competition in math class, which is our teacher would give us an assignment at the start of class, and we would try and race to see if we could finish it before the class ended. And with that in mind, I became super motivated. I would try my best. I would lock in just super intensely and just grind it out by the end of class. And that type of motivation was just something I could never tap into if I was just by myself at home. And so what I've kind of realized, and the reason I'm telling you this, is that oftentimes when you're unmotivated, it's just because you don't have a reason. Now, for me, the reason for that example was quite quite silly, quite stupid, because I was just trying to compete with my friends to finish a math assignment. But I thought that I could just extrapolate that to other areas of my life. For example, now, if I have to study, a particular textbook or whatever, I try and see why that's actually relevant to my goal, and then try and almost just make a game out of it to see if I can just, either finish it in a certain amount of time or just challenge myself to become an expert in this in 10 days, or just some sort of reason for me to actually care about it. Now, that could even be doing a bet with a friend. If I don't, sleep at 7 p.m. this night, I'll owe you $10. So regardless of what it is, oftentimes the type of motivation is going to be different for you. But regardless of which type of motivation, as long as you have a reason to do something, it's very hard to be lazy. Oftentimes you're lazy because you don't have a reason. So being lazy isn't really a disease, or it's not a cause. There may be some extreme example where being lazy is a genetic disease or whatever. I don't know about that. But what I can say for myself is that laziness is not a problem, it's a symptom. And it's a symptom of when you don't have a higher purpose or when you don't have a reason. So you're not lazy, you just need a reason.